If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
Hey, I'm Madeline Butini, the host of 1-800-MAD-BUTT. I'm a visual artist from Australia on a conversational journey to call up and talk with the best artists, entrepreneurs, and visionaries of our time. Join myself and my guests as we unravel the stories behind their breathtaking creations and groundbreaking businesses. Make sure to check out our Instagram for extra show notes. You can view it at 1-800-MAD-BUTT. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Hey, so this is going to be the second last episode of this season. I'm saying that in air quotes because I'm just kind of rolling through them with numbers. But if you can please leave a 5-star review of the potty, that would be much appreciated. I work very hard and I do this for free and I don't have anybody helping me. So if you enjoy the podcast or any of the episodes, please leave a 5-star review wherever you listen. Follow us as well. That also helps with our stats and getting more people to be able to see it. But yeah, get in contact with me if you want a free sticker, guys. Like, honestly, I have so many stickers. They're like coming out my ass. So leave a 5-star review. Send me a DM on the 1-800-MAD-BUTT Instagram and I can grab your address and send it to you. And I hope you enjoy this episode. Kezamine is a very lovely person. They are extremely intelligent and bright. And if you're in Melbourne listening to this, 100% connect with her. If you're also an artist or a gallery owner or something like that, she's just moved down there. So I definitely want her to feel supported and to be really involved in that community. Plus her paintings and portraiture is just incredible. Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoy the interview. And yeah. Hey, Kez, how you going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Thanks for coming on my potty.
Thank you so much for having me. I just said to you pre-recording, but this is a little dream of mine because I'm a podcast girly. I'm obsessed.
Oh
and I
my
love the
God.
sound of my voice and I love having opinions. So
Oh my God, same.
good.
So I really love your art. I don't think we've ever met in person, but I think we've been in the same rooms before and just at like exhibitions.
Oh no, you're probably right. I was about to say I think we actually have met, but it like so briefly, and I might be wrong, but if I'm right, it was at Yonder Festival and you were painting a mural.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
but it was so
chick.
brief. I was like, oh my God, I love you. And you were like, thanks, or something like that. Like it was so brief. And then I was like, that's my
Oh my God, I love you. No, so sorry about that. That whole period is such a blur. Like, honestly, because that was during COVID, no?
Oh, yeah, no, it was like the first one just out, I think maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have blacked out that whole period. I'm so sorry.
No, that's so fair. I black out after every festival, so.
Anyway, I
Sorry.
have seen you in rooms before at exhibitions and things, and I've always been like, oh my God, that's Kezamine. She's sick. But I'm the kind of person that when I go to a gallery, I like pop in, pop out, and then I'm, I
So
don't like
fair.
to intermingle too much because I don't want to kill the vibe with my weird chats,
Oh my God. I mean, I was about to say good for you, but then I was like, kill my vibe.
Oh, no.
Come chat to me. I'm
Okay,
the one at the art show that's yelling at everyone. And it's like 50-50 chance I'll go home and be like, I don't know if I was in gremlin mode or if that was like cool Kez. It's like impossible.
I know that feeling too. Oh my God. I was literally thinking about something that happened during COVID the other day and I got secondhand embarrassment and then I stopped thinking about it. And then my brain was like, what was I thinking about before that gave me secondhand embarrassment? And I was like, oh my God, stop it. Stop it, Maddie. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Why am I trying to remember that?
Exactly, right? My brain is so silly sometimes. Okay, so let's jump into it. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, well, my name's Kezamine. I am a visual artist and I think like I'd just describe myself as a painter. Like that's what I do. That's what I like to do. If I can get a wall, I'll take it. I usually work on canvas. Yeah. And I just got into drag, actually. That's a little fun side art project.
I love that. I love your
Yeah.
drag so much.
Thank you. I'm
What
baby.
what's your drag name?
It's Baby Tooth, actually. She's Baby Tooth. But I only just started. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I kind of like just got onto a stage last year and it's so exciting, but it's so scary. So I'm like actual baby on the stage.
No, I love that. I tried to do Juno Birch recently.
Yes, I love Juno Birch. Nobody talks about Juno Birch anymore. She was like
I
a
know.
real like 2010s mini queen. She was great.
I only learned about her like when she was coming up with her Sims content, but
Oh, true.
yeah, but I hats off to you. You do drag really well. Drag is like incredibly hard.
Oh my God. Thank you. It's such an amazing art form, but thank you.
Did you get into, are you friends with um is it Go Go Bumhole?
Go Go Bumhole, yeah. And Small Paul. Friends with both of those guys.
I'm so jealous. I've seen Go
They're
Go
the best.
Bumhole.
I
They're the
know.
best.
They're just, yeah, they're like my mummy, you know? Like
Oh,
I very inspired by them and, they give me wigs sometimes and help me give me makeup tips and help me with stuff. I love Go-Go. Go-Go's the best.
yeah, shout out Go Go. I'm gonna ask her or ask them to come on my podcast because
You
I'm like,
should.
yes,
Definitely.
100%. Okay, so let's get into the journey into art. So, what was your first memory of creating art as a child?
Um, it's just drawing cartoons, right? I feel like a lot of artists had a similar start. Like for me, it was um, like any Disney movie any book that I had a copy of, I'd be like copying the princesses or copying like, I remember trying to draw Mike Wazowski heaps because he was like so painfully hard to draw. That one was challenging. Yeah, just like cartoons and stuff, really. Yeah, or sometimes I'd force my siblings to sit in front of me and try and do like a life drawing of their face. But that's like a rarity. Like they didn't want to do that shit.
Why?
I don't know, it's boring. like,
Yeah.
they're like, please let me play outside. I'm like, you're my muse.
Yeah.
No, don't fucking move. Don't breathe.
Okay, so yeah, the whole drawing cartoons thing. I mean, I got into the whole anime drawing as a kid,
Yeah, so cool.
the manga books and things.
Yeah. I wish
Uh,
I was a manga girly. I have a young half sister, and the last time I saw her, she was 12. I like had a little snoop through her room and found her drawing journal, and it was just filled with like cute boy mangas and hearts all over it. And one of them was
cute
like, I want him so bad. And I was like,
hormones.
my manga was like Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet.
Yeah, I just used to do Sailor Moon.
Yeah, yeah,
I love
so
Sailor
sweet.
Moon. Okay, cute. So how old were you when you had your first memory? Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. Like to me, it's like it's always existed, you know? Like
Hmm.
I don't have a memory of not drawing, if that
Yeah,
like I just always like really gravitated to it. I just really, yeah, I just love doing it forever.
yeah, cute.
So it's hard to like pinpoint a start.
Mm. Did
Yeah.
you, in a high school and primary school and stuff, were you like a big drawer? Did you love doing art at school?
Yeah, I mean, I took art in high school and I like absolutely ate shit. I got like C minuses and stuff in art. I was really discouraging actually. I quit art after high school for a year because my art teacher was there. Shout out to her if she's listening.
Dude, yeah.
I literally forgot her name. She was so mean. She bullied the kids in the class. I grew up very Christian. Did you know that?
No.
Super Christian. My dad was the minister of the Baptist church.
Do you guys still talk?
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. I feel like it's a phase. We go through phases, you know? So
Yeah.
at the moment it's a no.
Yeah.
But I mean it's a huge part of my past too. Like I'm very open about like how girl for God I was and like how Christian forward I was. So like my like my expressions of myself in high school, like I never went through that like dark or like emo or like like I didn't draw anything like what I draw now. It was very how would you describe, like just conservative,
Hmm.
very proper, very comfortable at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Wow.
So Disney,
I love this. I see, I didn't grow up with any religion in the household. I actually went to a secular high school. So,
True.
um, yeah,
I
so
think those people, I'm so curious about that upbringing, to be honest. Like, I think it's so cool. I love meeting people who are like, yeah, my parents didn't make me do this or
well,
didn't even encourage it at all. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
so Phoebe Paradise and I, when Phoebe came on the pod, we figured out
Mm,
that we went to Milton State School together. And when we were in the
that's
same
hilarious.
class, both of our parents took us out of like RE or whatever, the religious studies. And
Oh
we
my God.
actually ended up doing a separate class together. And she was like, were you in my thing? I was like, I think so. But essentially, I'm very intrigued about your upbringing because I've never been exposed to like Christianity or like anything like that, like history, ancient history, and religion at school by choice. I thought Islam was a place.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? Because like I was
No,
so
yeah, I
sheltered
do.
from it. Going back to like the art, I guess, and your upbringing, and do you ever do you feel like when you decided to get away from the Christian side of things, that's when you were like rebelling almost? Because like a lot of your artworks are very sexual, which I love.
No, yeah,
And
totally. I think it definitely didn't feel like a rebellion to me, like if like to be honest. And also like my like journey out of Christianity didn't even feel very rebellious either, really. Like
Mhm.
I guess it is like on paper, like everything that I started doing, like having sex and doing drugs and like, doing all of the ungodly things technically is a rebellion, but it didn't feel rebellious. And it never felt like I was a rebellious statement. I just felt like I just liked it. I just wanted to express myself. I was like very, especially when I started doing it, was like very sexual, very like liberated in that sense. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me the statement was more about like the liberation of it, the positivity of like exploring that side of myself and less about like sticking it to, Christianity or like sticking it to, that part of my upbringing. Because it's sort of funny, like for me, I do like I know like the Christian trauma in my life is real, but I still have such a fond memory of that time in my life.
Yeah,
Like
and two things can be true at once too, by the way.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like something that I always like to say to people who like didn't grow up in the church and specifically the Baptist church is it's like the Baptists just love to have fun, like
Hmm.
it's always like games nights and movie nights and we're going water skiing and we're going to see this concert. Like it's such like a gas to be involved in the Baptist church. And that's why I think, and a community. And I think that's why a lot of people get sucked into it in the first place is because of like the fun and like, oh my God, my dad was such a funny, like kind of fun hip minister where he'd like write an entire sermon about this one scene from Shrek and would all watch this is true, and would all watch the scene from Shrek in church and then he'd like stop it and be like, so like what do you think Shrek means when he's talking about Legos? And then like turn it
Yeah.
around to Bible verses and stuff. Uh, and then like end the service with I'm a believer, but we kind of like changed the lyrics a little bit. So it's like a Jesus song now, not a Shrek song.
That's cute. I mean, I could get around that.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like it's like they knew how to have fun, when they're not being like hateful and when they're
Yeah.
not like putting uh other opinions into boxes and stuff. Like as long as you're on their team, they know how to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, 100%. So moving forward then, going into more of your, I guess, like early adulthood years, you said you took a year off from school because your art teacher was an absolute cunt. Don't worry, all art teachers are fucking
I
dicks.
know. Yeah.
I
They
used
just
to
have
fight
to
with my
be.
art teacher, so don't worry. Like,
Yeah.
we used to fight all the time. I would get sent to the principal's office, and like, I would be like telling him to
Man,
go fuck himself and stuff, and like told to leave the, yeah. And I would get A's though, and I would be
that's,
like,
oh my
"You're a
God, that's so
fuckhead."
hard.
Like,
That's
you
hard. That's
know.
sick. I love that you still got A's. That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah, it was like my best subject. But like, but that's because like I could see that they were trying to put me into a box and make me fit a criteria, and I fucking hated it. And it
Yeah.
was, and it didn't feel like freedom of expression. It
Yeah.
just felt really, anyway, I could go on about it for hours. But
I literally, I'm like ready to just fucking shit on the art system.
no, 100%. And I'm actually learning about academic art in art history at uni at the moment. And
Oh my
like,
God.
every time I learn about it, I'm just like, you fuckers. Like, no, but anyway.
So
So,
true though. Yeah.
so did you end up going to university to study art?
No, I ended up in TAFE actually. I moved to
Sick.
Brisbane to study what I thought was, I thought I'd applied for the film and TV course, which was like media. And I was so excited. And I got to class and they were like, welcome to animation. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
I was like, what the hell? I swear to God, I didn't sign up for animation. And then, that was the first day actually, and the teacher was like, I just want everyone to draw themselves and like how they view themselves, but like as a cartoon, or like have fun with it, be expressive. And like all of these other kids in the class, like one kid drew himself as a My Little Pony, and
yeah.
another like girl drew herself as a fairy. I think at the time I had a brace on my arm. I drew myself as like a weird cyborg, like
Sick.
robot girl. And it was so immediate. It was like that day, and I was like, oh my God, these are my people. This is my city. I'm obsessed with this course. And I loved it. I loved it. Like the animation kind of um it started the art in me again. I think I love studying
Mm.
that tape course so much. And I'd love to recommend it, but it doesn't exist anymore, which is really sad. It was like
Oh,
I was kind of there in the last years of it being a course in TAFE, and it was such a beautiful course. It was really cool, incredible teachers, like the best 2 years ever. I loved every second of it.
oh my gosh. So did you do like a diploma or like an advanced diploma or?
It was an advanced diploma.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, it was really sick.
Did you
And
end up
then
using that?
No, I didn't. I actually like kind of decided towards the end animation's not for me, and
Hmm.
ended up creating my portfolio and getting into tattooing. And that's when I tattooed for like 2 years or something.
I didn't know you were a tattoo artist. What?
Yeah. Yeah. That was like the beginning of Kezamine was when I started tattooing. I was kind of like, I think maybe I was kind of shit though. I did some good ones, but sometimes I'm forced to look at some of the tattoos I gave like my friends, and I'm like, I don't want to look at that. I'm so sorry. Especially because I was so cocky at the time too. I look at it now and I'm like, oh no, I'm so
I,
sorry.
I think that's everyone though, to be honest. When you look
Yeah,
at your early work, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
exactly. I mean,
Um,
at least they didn't pay too much.
well, so where did you do your apprenticeship? Is that what it's called?
Um,
Apprenticeship, yeah.
I'm actually, look, to be honest, I didn't have a good experience. So I'm not going to name the place
Yep.
because it was like, I don't know. I think it's kind of classic, especially with young girls in tattoo studios, but also like the environment can be kind of abusive towards everyone and very much towards apprenticeships. But my experience was just like, it just wasn't very nice. And I didn't feel very comfortable in that space in the end, and ended
Oh,
up
I'm
like,
sorry.
ah. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it was just everywhere. Like every girl tattooist, especially that I knew, had like a horrible story of their first studio. And it's just I think the ones that were really passionate about it were the ones that
Mm.
really fucking made it through. And at the end of the day, I was just realized I wasn't actually passionate about tattooing, and I didn't think that I was cut out to continue doing it, so I left.
I mean, it seems to have all worked out,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Like I don't have any regrets. Every now and again, people like my friends will be like, "Do you want to do that again just to make money?" And I'm like, "No." I think it's amazing, and it should be left to like the best tattoos come from the people who like tattooing is their life, and tattooing's not my
Yeah.
life, and that's not
Yeah.
really. That's just it's in the past, you know. If I ever though, like if somebody hands me a machine, I'd die. I'd love to do another tattoo. I would absolutely like anytime, any place. If someone handed me a machine, I'd do a little tattoo.
Cute. All right. That sounds sick. Well, maybe even if you have like a solo exhibition, you could like do some little things on people.
Maybe I should. I love trash bin art. She at her shows and her stuff, she gets little temporary tattoo stickers, and I
Oh,
think that's
cute.
yeah, as like a little kind of parting gift and stuff. And I just think that's so cute. I'd like to do kind of that stuff.
I love that.
I know,
Oh my
I love that too. Shout
God.
out to Tasman. Trash bin.
Yeah.
We love trash bin.
Oh, I'm gonna steal that idea for when I have my non-existent solo exhibition.
You've had solo exhibitions, yeah?
Yeah, I had one
Okay.
when I was 22. It was like at the very early beginning of my career. Ever since then, I've just been in group shows because
Yeah,
it was
cool.
just too stressful, slash, I was really focused on like the commercial side of making
Yeah.
art.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. It's incredibly stressful. And I think like what a lot of people maybe don't always realize is when you're a solo working artist and you're putting on a solo show, you're doing everything.
yeah,
Like every piece of marketing, every piece of the production, every piece of the organization. It feels like a full-time gig organizing your own event. And usually, you're working as well and trying to get other shit or like
yeah.
just trying to paint or make the art for the show. It's
Um,
exhausting.
yeah. I mean, I think the first one they did, it was called, I titled it, I Don't Know What the Fuck I'm Doing.
Yeah, I
And
love that.
it was at an old paint shop, which is now burnt down in Albion. I just ended up getting like my mate to DJ. They had like a little gallery at the back, and we had like people could like spray walls at like the front with spray paint. And we
That's
just
sick.
like, yeah, I just like ended up buying like 4 or 5 cartons and like getting wine and stuff. And was like,
Yeah.
that's sick. I never have to do that again. Like, that
Yeah.
was awesome.
I mean, that sounds like an amazing show. End on a high
Yeah.
note. Start and
Yeah.
end on a high note.
But I was thinking, because like I did before COVID, I did like a Mad Button Friends show to raise money for youth housing. And I was like, oh, I should do a 1-800 Mad Butt show where
Yeah,
everyone can put a piece in and it goes towards charity. I was like, that'd be nice.
that's cool. You should definitely
Yeah.
do that.
I
That's
mean,
sick.
it's on the list of things, you know?
Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just another like 8 months of work to add to the load.
Yeah, it's like, and also cost of living right now is just so expensive. Have you been thinking about the solo and stuff?
Probably not considering like the move, like just coming to Melbourne recently. Honestly, I feel a bit nervous if I did a solo show here. I'm like, I don't know if like I don't feel like I know many people in Melbourne yet. Whereas
What about,
I feel like in Brisbane, I kind of like made, like that was my start, and I felt very comfortable, like at least like comfortable in the community or comfortable knowing like the friends that I knew and having like the help that I had along the way and
mm,
everything. I feel a bit like I'm alone now, starting from scratch, from the ground up.
no. No, I think you should give it a red hot go. There's some cool
You
galleries
reckon?
out there. Yeah, and people
Ah,
go, it's a much bigger scene down there. Like, people will 100% be like, let's go to this thing. You know what I
Just
mean?
show up. Yeah,
Or
true.
like go to get in some group shows, get your name known, people get to know
Mm,
your work, then they'll
mm.
come, if you're worried
I
about
think
it.
I think that's where I'm at. Like I've just actually been in my first group show here the other day, which was really fun at Honeybones Gallery, which
I love
is
honey bones. They're so nice.
amazing. They were so cool, such a cool space, obsessed with
Yeah.
them, and that was a really fun night. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think the goal will just be a couple of group shows and see what happens and then go from there. It's also expensive putting on a show.
Mm,
It's so like ideally you make the money back or ideally you make even more money, but it's just when you're preparing for it, nothing's guaranteed. You can just sort of hope for the best.
yeah, 100%. No, I feel you. Okay, we're going to come back to Melbourne in a little bit, but
Mm,
so I think we kind of touched on this, but I will ask this.
mm.
How do you think your upbringing, including your childhood, your adolescence, and I also consider your upbringing up until you're 25, right? Because like
Yeah,
that's when your prefrontal cortex is fully
absolutely.
developed.
Yeah.
So how do you think this period of your life has influenced your art career or your art?
Oh man, I think every phase of my life has influenced my art career. Hey, I love to kind of like go back at it and see, in my opinion, when I look at my art, I can see exactly what phase I was in for each
Mm,
year. Like it's so obvious and clear to me. Like when I was tattooing, I still got all of those drawings, and they're all very new school and very influenced by like nerd culture and pop culture and anything that I liked at the time. And then I kind of, started to have fun and party and do drugs and sleep around. And my art very quickly 180'd to me doing silly little doodles of my friends and I partying. Like I'd literally draw, me with like a balloon and then also like a pill and like wiggly eyes. Like that was sort of the art that I was making for a bit there that I thought was very fun and cool. Yeah, I don't know. And I think the like what I would say is like more where I'm now, like the portraiture and like more sexual imagery is probably just I think I think like painting people, painting portraitures comes from definitely the animation and how much training I had there and my love for comics. Oh God, I like drawing Batman and stuff growing up. I just love drawing figures. That was something that was always really exciting to me. And I think it always will be. Like I just love the body. I think it's so fun and dynamic and there's so much you can do with it. Yeah, I think like just the sexuality, it just mimicked my life at the time. Like I was so there in like my own exploration
no,
um
cute.
that there's just nothing else that I really wanted to do.
No,
Um
cute. I love
yeah,
it.
definitely made some changes though recently, I think. Like I mean, I don't know how you would perceive it, but to me, I think there was like a very clear change when I wanted to be like trying like I think maybe the sexual imagery I was doing before was more like felt more male gazy, I think. And
Hmm.
then like life happened and COVID happened and some crazy shit happened. And I was like, I just don't want to feed that anymore. And I think like there's nothing wrong with feeding it. And I think there's nothing wrong with having fun to that gaze. But I just wanted to try and explore like a different vulnerability to it, or like maybe something a little bit less like, you know, uh beautiful. Like I think I really try to emphasize beauty in like what society deems maybe less beautiful now. That's something that I'm really trying to focus on more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at your recent stuff. No, I love it. It's so gorgeous.
Thank
I love
you.
the
That's really
colors as
nice.
well.
Thank you so much. I like painting with colors. I think it's so
No,
much fun.
literally, it reminds me, what's that thing that people would say that they have where they like hear colors or whatever, or like I have this.
Oh, Yeah, I
Person,
don't know
it's
what
like
that's called.
parathesis or something.
Yeah. Billie Eilish has it. That's all I
Yeah.
know. And when I think of it, I think of that scene in Ratatouille when he like eats the cheese and then he sees the swirls.
Yeah. No, so
That's how
like
I imagine it's like.
this is how I imagine parathesis or whatever it is. I don't know. That's how I imagine how it is with like your more like orangey and bluey kind of works. 100%. I don't know. I've had someone explain it to me before how they saw stuff, and this is when I saw some of your artworks. I was like, this is how I imagined it to be.
Thank
I
you.
know,
That's
it's so
really
random.
cool. I don't know if you
Um,
get this, but
mhm.
I love when like other people tell me what like they see in my paintings because usually I don't see it. Usually it's like when people say something about my work that's like it's like some people say the most beautiful profound stuff as if that was my intention. Meanwhile, I was just drawing it like doop 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 doop, no thought in my brain. And then they'll like say something really beautiful and profound. I'm like, that's so nice that you got that out of this silly little drawing that I just did. Like I love hearing that stuff. I think it's really cool.
No, I think it is nice. So wait, you don't like imagine what it's going to be in your head and then do it.
Oh,
It just comes out.
never. I'm so bad for that. I never plan. I would like to plan sometimes. I think maybe I'd like maybe that would help my practice, but I truly just like it's just I'll have an idea and it's happening, and then hopefully it turns out good. But it almost never turns out how like it sort of started in my brain. I just have to like, yeah, make the best of wherever it's going.
No, 100%. No, that's interesting. I don't know. Lately, I've been trying to do like the ribbon paste collages like that and not really like, because originally with the collages, I would like have everything in front of me that I wanted and I'd already
Mm,
seen how it's all planned out. Whereas
mm,
last year, I was really like, let's just rip it and put it on and then work with that base and then like try to add something onto it to add like another element. So it
mm.
wasn't so like curated, I guess. But
Totally, yeah.
but no, that's so interesting. I can't paint for shit. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah, no. No, but like you are an incredible painter and you paint faces and bodies in such a beautiful way. I
Oh,
love the
thank
way that
you.
you depict especially also like curvier women and the breasts of women and the vaginas of women, cis or otherwise. And it's just like honestly, I hate looking at like someone, I'm not going to say who it is, but I saw this painting the other day of a female's breasts and it was painted
Mm,
by a man and you could tell that the breasts
mm,
were like fake. And I
mm.
was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
can you
no,
fucking not?
I I agree. I mean, firstly, like this is just a statement, and I know people will disagree with me, but just men who paint naked women. It's not like I'm anti it, but I'm bored,
Yeah,
by men who
100%.
paint naked. I'm like, what are you saying? What is this? Well, like, how is this like a vulnerable statement from you to like I kind of like in my opinion, I think it's sort of using the vulnerability of like women. That's what I think
Mm,
to make a nice painting. And that's fine, that has its if it's nice, it's nice. That's cool. But I'm more interested in like seeing like I don't know, seeing an artist's actual expression. So I know what you mean. Like sometimes you just see something and I'm like, that's that they're nice titties.
they are
Like
nice titties, but
they're
like
nice titties.
they're not
I like
natural titties. And also
yeah, and they're not
give me some
yours.
big
They're not
areolas.
yours. Yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
know,
That's
where's
actually like something. I mean, like not I'm not the only one at all, but I think a lot of when I was sort of exploring like sex art or like sex positive art, a lot of the stuff that I did find was it's like skinny, beautiful, white women in sexually explicit poses, and it's beautiful, and the art's nice, and the colors are always nice. But I was just like this is so not like what sex looks like to me or what sex
yeah.
feels like to me, and it's just pretty. I think it's just aesthetic, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. But yeah, it's definitely not my thing.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm,
I 100% get that. I think I also, because when I first started making art, I was quite skinny, had a really disordered eating style, whatever. And then as I like started to heal and recover, I put on weight and I started to notice that a lot more. Like I started to notice, oh wait, but there's no like real representation of my own body, even in like back then
Yeah.
in like fashion or like media or like even art. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm more of like I don't know what kind of feminist I'm turning into. I'm like actually looking at my boyfriend right now. I would say I'm probably more of like a radical feminist now. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's agreeing. And
Hell yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Fuck
But like
yeah.
I'm very much like, okay, I'm going to jump in here really quickly because I understand how radical feminism can be perceived by people. And I 100% do not want to be associated with TERFs. I think TERFs are horrible, horrible people. And I am 100% recognizing the intersectionalities that are within feminism. So I align within the radical feminism movement, raising public awareness about issues such as violence against women and challenging the concept of gender roles, and the fact that the society that we have now is built upon a patriarchal system. So just want to clear that up. I love my trans friends, love the community. I'm not a fucking TERF. Please don't take that as I'm a TERF, because I do not agree with it. I've been that chick who's gone out and gotten lip filler because I felt shit about myself and gotten the Botox.
Yeah.
And then why the fuck did I do that?
Oh,
Like,
no.
do you know what I mean?
You didn't enjoy it like immediately, or?
Oh no, I fucking loved it. But then
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
cool.
why are they making me feel shameful about how my body feels or how my
But
body looks?
yeah.
Why do I have to carry that shame for somebody else? Like I had no problems with how I looked.
Yeah, I see.
It was
was
just
almost like
everywhere, and it was like, you need to have this, you need to get that. So like when I see
totally.
people with like, and it's great, I'm so happy for these people who have these like picturesque bodies that are like 100% like meant to be the male gaze, what they desired, whatever. But like, show me the fucking fupa. Like, show me the saggy tits. Show me the
Absolutely.
cheeseburger vagina. Like, I want to see what is actually what I have seen throughout my own
Yeah.
experience, you know?
Yeah. No, that's it. It's like room for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Like room for room for like all bodies are beautiful, all bodies are sexy, or they're not sexy if that's not what you want. Like all bodies can be perceived, you know, in like every single way, you know, and like give like let everybody have that stage, let everybody have that acceptance. And like I mean, like fat phobia is such a real thing, and the way that people view, and I mean, we all grew up, like, I'm assuming you and I are similar age and grew up in like early 2000s when the heroin chic, tiny little thing was like the only body to have. And girls who were like girls that you would look at now and not even begin to call thick or chubby or anything would be on MTV, and everyone's like, you've got to fucking lose weight, like you're starting to look a bit fat. Like Jessica Simpson, when you look at photos of Jessica Simpson when in her fat era, and she's just like health, like it's so unbelievably like cruel to the way that everybody treated her and called her. I don't know. I'm rambling now, but I could
No, but
also
I remember
ramble about
watching
this forever because it infuriates me. It's
Yeah.
such, and that's the media that we like. Me as a little baby child who was chubby was just watching on TV and just like, well, you know, it's over for me. My body's not it. I can already see my body's not it. I'm 12 and I don't fit into the clothes that I'm supposed to fit into already, you know, like
Yeah. No,
it was
100%.
yeah.
I remember watching Simple Life, and they always used to call Nicole the fat one.
Oh,
And I
painful.
I know, and I have
Love that show, by the way. That show's
it's
amazing.
so good. And I've been that girl who was like super hot desired, and then I've saw the shift in like how people perceived me. And
Totally.
that just made me be like, oh, this is all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my last resort before like I decided like, okay, I'm becoming like I'm actually a feminist. Like this is my my views
Yeah.
on the world,
Fuck yeah.
was when I got those like lip fillers and shit. And I remember some guy said to me, "Oh, you've got really good dick sucking lips."
Oh my
I was just
God.
like, "This is fucking disgusting. Like, get this shit
Jesus.
out of me." I know. It
Yeah.
was like I was
Fucking
just
hell.
having a cigarette at a fucking pub,
Fucking
like
hell.
in the
That's
smoking sec. Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? And then after that, I was like, "Nah, I'm good the way I am. Like,
yeah.
I
God,
don't
isn't
need
that
to."
so fucking depressing in itself? Like you've just gone and like done this thing for you to like feel a bit like cute and stuff. It just to immediately have like it ruined, just somebody else perceive like it. I mean, that is just what it is. Like I'm gonna like, I am feminist. I'll go feminist, but like just the experience of any woman in the world is like we're sexual beings. Like that's our purpose. That's the way that we're viewed from a young age, and then up until we're like not desirable anymore and not sexy anymore, but that's just what we're force fed all the time. And I feel like you just get to like it's fun when you're young and you want to hear that you're like desirable when you're young. And then I feel like I got to an age and I'm like, if a man perceives me, I'm like, yuck.
Fuck off.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear
Yeah.
it, but I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't care what you think. I'm fine without you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%.
How do you, how do you feel now? Like you say you kind of like had that journey from like you like had that journey from experiencing that validation to then like coming out of having that. Do you feel kind of liberated from it now? Like you don't give a fuck, or is it still like something that you find a bit difficult?
I think it's like I would be lying if I said that I thought it was liberating all the time. Like, of course, there's moments where I'm like, fuck, I really want to be like that skinny again and be
Mm,
desirable. But that's because that's what was ingrained in me growing up as a kid, right? So there's like that little
yeah.
part of me. But I would say like 15% of the time I'm like that, and the rest of the time I feel very liberated. Like I'm lucky I have a very supportive partner, loves how I look and is into like self-expression, and like he always tells me that I look beautiful and things like that. And when I'm feeling my most like ugly, he'll still be like, "No, you look gorgeous." Like, so
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
really
that's so
nice.
lovely. No, that
But
sounds.
like I went on like Ozempic and shit because I was so overweight at one point that I had
Did
to lose
you?
weight, or I had to get a boob
True.
reduction. I know it was fucked. And
True.
it gave me pancreatitis.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's awful. That's
I know,
fucking
I
horrible.
know.
I'm
And then
so sorry.
it's okay. But now it's like I gotta try to instill some good things about me, like, or to my, I don't know, I've just turned 30. How old are you, Kez?
I just turned 30.
Yeah, nice. So I'm starting to like rewire the structure in my brain that's like
Yeah.
how I look at exercise and how I feed my body. Like I don't really drink anymore.
Yeah.
I obviously don't do drugs,
Yeah.
and I still smoke, but like gotta have something right now.
Oh, absolutely. Smoking's delightful too.
Yeah, right. But like I love exercising and like I love feeling strong, but like I hate being at the gym with like all these like gym bros because I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
an XL,
Yeah.
and my
Oh,
tits are
fuck. Do you go
huge.
to the gym? Because
Well,
I'm
I
terrified.
was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then I stopped because I'd get all these weird men like come up to me and be like, "I love your tattoos," and like I'd
Oh,
have my
I'm
headphones in.
terrified.
I
Yeah.
know.
I can't. I also I like to work out too, but I'm like, I try to do it at home. I'm so scared of the gym. I don't want to
Well,
be approached.
I'm gonna start doing swimming because I figure like
Oh,
I can just have a kickboard
that's
and
so smart. Like
just
they really got to catch you if they want to say something.
exactly. That's my whole point.
You can just someone starts talking to you and you just go, oh,
Yeah.
like just go underwater and don't come back up.
Yeah, literally, or just drown them. No, but like joking. But like no, Chris used to come to the gym with me. That's how we started doing it. But then because I'm on the autism spectrum,
Ah,
and so it would get too loud in the
yeah,
gym and people would be like dropping weights and it would just be
yeah,
like I can't be here. So I'm like, the water's nice, it's quiet, You know,
Absolutely.
if
Yeah,
some creep
relax.
wants to look at me with his goggles and shit, I'll just give him the finger,
Fuck
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Plus, there's not real much to look at, you know, so
Well, it's all wiggly under the water anyway. No, that sounds
exactly.
perfect. Plus,
Yeah.
it's good for your joints. It's good for your lungs.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm derailing so hard, but I'm becoming such like a fitness girly in my beginnings of my 30s now. Like I'm so obsessed with like um I don't know, I'm like protein, nutrition, how like it's some all of a sudden I never cared about it before, and now I'm like, oh, I haven't had any protein today, I should chuck an egg on that.
Good.
I know, I like it's like reshifting that, like that the way I view food, the way I view exercise, like trying to, you know, I don't know. I don't know if you feel the same too, but I think like turning 30 for me, I like classically always hated my body and had my own eating stuff and my own like bad habits. And I just feel like I'm here now as a young 30-year-old. I'm like, my body's only gonna age from this point out. Like, whatever happens, if it's like I'm gaining a lot of weight or if it's like my weight shifts to different parts of my bodies, like it's only aging from this point. I'm trying really hard to focus on just like loving what it is and like giving it what it needs, and
Mm,
trying to take the emphasis away from how it looks and just trying to
100%.
like, yeah, which is hard. It's really hard to do. Um, but I think like long-term reward, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And I think this is what I was trying to get to with like how I love how you perceive the human body is that in a sex positive way is that also it adds to that cultural zeitgeist the understanding that there are different shapes and sizes and there's different sizes of areolas and there's different sizes of penises and balls are actually can be quite beautiful,
I
so
agree. Yes. Every size and
it's
shape is
lovely,
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Thank
you
you.
know.
I think it's like, yeah, I just like it. Hey. And also like, I like seeing the beauty in everything. And I like, I don't think that I'm turned off by like, like I'm turned off by like meanness or like um, by like people's personalities. But if somebody's like kind or nice and funny, like whatever they're bringing to the table in terms of their looks or like their body, I'm like, I'm into it. Give it to me. I like it. I think it's all beautiful.
Yeah, cute. That's really cute.
Mm,
Okay, let's go back. Sorry.
yes. No,
So,
I'm derailing. I'm a
no, you're
ranter.
not. You're not. It's great. We've gone through into like, I would say, you've done your tattooing, that sort of thing.
Mm.
When did you decide, okay, I'm going to start painting and I'm going to become a painter?
Definitely not a decision, but I'm like one of the lucky people that um kind of like really benefited out of COVID, to be honest. Like I lost my job, which felt awful at the time, but then immediately got Centrelink and had like nothing but time on my hands, like just living in a house. So I just started painting every single day, and sort of luckily enough, I think that's sort of when a few people online like really started noticing, because I guess everyone was online in that time.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and it just kind of like I just didn't stop after that. That was like a really fun. It was like it sounds so wrong to like say like COVID was such a fun time for me, but like it was. I was just so like I just smoked weed all day and painted. Like it felt like such a dream. And as like I wouldn't call myself an introvert, but I do love being at home alone watching TVs. I love doing that. So I really just I kind of thrived in that time.
No, I
And
think a lot of
then
people did.
yeah, they're like, and like I said, like very, very lucky. Like that worked out for me, and the government paid me. That was the first time in my life I could call myself a full-time artist, because
Yeah.
the government was just straight up paying me money and I was just painting. It was sick. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of just went from there. I like got into a couple group shows, kind of met a lot of more artists in the community, and was like lucky to get some cool opportunities. Like being involved in BSAF was really fun and exciting for me at the time. And meeting the people that I met, I think was like really influential to me. Like everybody who kind of helped me like figure out how to start, really, how to put a show together, how to present my art, I guess, to everyone. Um, yeah,
Cute. No, I love
yeah.
it.
And
Well,
that's huh?
you're a great painter. So, I mean,
Uh
I wouldn't assume it was like the beginnings were 4 years ago,
Thank you. To me, that's like where I started. I think to me, like everything before that was like not, I think like that's when Kezamine started to me really, even though like I had the name a lot earlier, but to me, like that was my start. That's like when I
Mhm.
really like took it seriously, and like there's never a time in my life that I thought I was going to make money off of art ever, or like thought I was going to, and not that I really do, like it's not an income to me, but like I just did my taxes from last year and I made a profit, and every time I make a profit, I'm like, that's like makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like what I'm doing at least is like, at the very least, it's not a loss.
Yeah, 100%. I made no money last year.
Oh no. It's so hard. I have a feeling that might be my this year. But it comes and goes, right? Like it's waves.
Yeah, well, that's why when you do your tax, it comes up under seasonal work because there's a
Yeah.
bracket for because like no seasons of this. Yeah, it comes under like farming and stuff. I don't know, but I just it's because
Yeah.
you can't judge if it's going to be good or not.
Well, no, exactly. And like something that I do like about it, and a new attitude that I'm trying to have now is like, even if I'm not going to make money off of something that I'm working on this week, like it's not like it's going in the bin, like I'll likely sell it in the next 3. It always feels like future money, like whenever that's going to come, it's future money. And that's sort of like trying to get into that like mindset to like keep myself motivated enough to just keep doing.
100%. Plus, also,
Mm.
like on that note, like I've been the person who's like was churning out commercial work and was like fucking hating it because it was
Yeah.
like not benefiting my soul whatsoever. And it just felt like I was on this merry-go-round that was just like, can you make me this? Can you make me this? Can you do this? Can you
Yeah.
do this? And it's just like I'm not
Uh,
having fun anymore. You know what I
That's
mean?
so, no, yeah, that's so hard. I think like for people who don't make art, like obviously the first suggestion is always commissions, right? And it's
Hmm.
like, have you done commissions? Like it's soul sucking sometimes. I hate
Oh,
doing
it's the
commissions.
worst.
And it's not
Yeah,
even that people's ideas are bad. It's just if it's not your idea, it's almost immediately like it's hard to care that much about it.
totally. My
Yeah.
my starting commission price now is $5,000 because like I will not do a commission on
Uh,
this. It's going to pay me a lot of money because I just
yeah,
don't
fuck
have
yeah.
the energy for it.
Yeah, no, that's boss. I love that. That's amazing. And I hope somebody takes you up on that.
Oh my
That's
God. I
fucking
mean,
fire.
I've done commissions that are more than that. So it's like, I know somebody will, but it's just like, I had someone be like, can you do me a podcast cover? And I was like, yeah, $5,000. They were like, what about $1,000? And I was like, not $5,000, mate. Like, I'm not doing
Yeah,
this back and forth with you. Like,
good for you. You've got it. I mean, you can do it though. Like something that you have actually, which I admire, and I don't think that I have, is that like design, that eye for design.
it's just
And that's why
composition.
I
Yeah.
think and this is honestly like, I don't collage and I can't collage and I'm a hopeless collager. I just like that eye for that like level of design, and that's why I don't do design work. I just don't have it, I think it's really amazing. And I think you've obviously got an eye for it. Like
Thanks, babe.
your art, it's so clear and it's very beautiful. And I've been following you for a while, actually. I love your stuff.
I've been following you for a while too, babe. I love your stuff
What
too.
the hell? I can't believe we've never actually hung out.
I know. I'm sorry. So then also, before we talk about Melbourne, who's kind of like influencing you now, would you say? Outside of all the drag stuff.
Of course, yeah. One of my favorite and most influential artists in Brisbane is Germ. I love Germ so much. Do you know Germ, Maggie?
No.
Their work, I think, is like, it's like so comic-y and so funny and witty, and they've kind of just jumped out of like the cartoon world and doing a bit more like leaning realism stuff. And I just think it's amazing. I love everything they do. They put on a real show too. If you ever get the opportunity to go to one of their solos, they put on a real spectacle. I think they're really amazing.
Oh my God, I'd love it.
Yeah, truly. Yeah. I love that one. It's amazing.
Oh my God, shout out Germ.
Huge shout out Germ. Massive fan of Maggie. Who else? I mean, I love Tori J. Moray. Moray?
I hit her up to come on the pod and she didn't reply because she's probably so busy.
Honestly, she is so busy. She's an icon. I look up to her and I'm like, you deserve every opportunity in the world, and I hope you get every opportunity in the world. The way
100.
the way she draws her figure, like the couples and the emotion and it just makes like my whole body warm and sad but happy too. I love that so much. I think she's iconic, and the colors as well, they're so beautiful. But like that, I'm drawn at a blank now. I'm also like, I have no concept of art history and like famous artists. I'm so bad for it. People are always like bringing up famous artists and I'm like, yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm learning about art history right now and it's a fucking wormhole. You don't want to go down it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's amazing. There's times where I kind of wish that I knew more about it, but I don't know. I feel like I draw influence by people close to me, or
That's
draw
perfect.
influence by, and it's just always kind of been like that, I think.
Yeah, that's like all you like really need. Like, honestly, there's from my learnings of art history, there's like some art history people who like don't want to look back because or artists that don't want to look back because they're just like so stuck in the present. But then there's other artists who are like, no, we have to look at what has been done before us, and
definitely
different ways,
Oh yeah, and it's all cool, I mean, I wish I had more, maybe like recent history, not old history. I'd like to know more about like 90s artists probably, or like 80s artists and stuff.
Like from
also,
Brisbane?
From anywhere. Like I feel like it's always the cool, like the graph or like the guerrilla artists that people show me that I'm like, that's amazing. Like that's the art I want to know about.
So you want like Basquiat and then you want Keith Haring. They're like two really cool 80s artists.
I do know who Keith Haring is.
That's a good landing point, and then you can just go on from there.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll take some notes. I need to add to Micah Resticelli, obviously. I love Micah so much. Micah's another artist that I look at and I'm like, you deserve every opportunity you've ever got. I hope you get every opportunity in the world. I want to see you, soar. You're just fabulous and amazing. And you are the artist that I cannot be. And I love everything about them. I think they're incredible.
Yes, I've been wanting to invite them on the podcast too, but like honestly, there's only so many balls I can juggle.
For sure, yeah.
It's just like there's like when I first started the pod, right, I was like, oh, I'll invite like a few Brisbane artists on, a few international artists, whatever. And then as I started getting into it, I was like, holy fuck, there's like actually so many good artists in Brisbane.
Oh, there is. Is it Brisbane's thriving? Brisbane's
Melting pot.
absolutely thriving. Yeah, I know. I love Brisbane so much. Whenever like there's a couple of people who have like kind of tried to shit on Brisbane since I've moved to Melbourne, and I'm like, Brisbane is the best city in the world.
We're hosting
Don't
the
talk
Olympics.
shit about. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Literally.
So tell us about moving to Nam. What inspired
Yes.
that?
Oh my God, it was a breakup.
She did the breakup move.
But it was a breakup from like actually like too long ago, like embarrassingly long ago. But I was just like, I gotta get out of this city. I've been here too long. I love this city, but I wanted something. It's too small, you know.
Yeah.
Like I love Brisbane. Also, like I like had my like really chaotic, live my chaos 20s, like alcoholic, drug taking vibes in Brisbane. And like there's like fun memories of it, love that time, but I'm also embarrassed of her. And
Oh.
I there's people that still like exist in Brisbane from that era of me. And I'm like, I just need to I want to make a new impression of myself, like I want to kind of be able to move on from that era of Kez. And
Can I
that's
tell
why
you
I was
something
like,
though?
yes.
It's all about self-acceptance. You can't just run away from it.
No, you
Escape it.
can't. I can just run and run and run.
Yeah.
No, you're so right.
Just be
Um,
self-compassionate towards, there's no shame. Be compassionate towards little Kez. Little Kez was going through it, dude. But it sounds like you had like a very intense upbringing and then had this realization. I don't want to get into it, but it sounds like it was very hectic. So by all means, be very compassionate to yourself.
that's very kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, look, I don't, I am compassionate. I think just like some space. We just need some space,
Yeah, and that's
I
fine.
think,
But don't use the whole running away thing because you'll be tricking yourself into it. And then once Melbourne happens, you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to fucking Sydney.
No,
And because
literally.
you know what I mean? And then it turns into this pattern. And then all of a sudden you have all these little Kezes from all these different areas that you have to.
I know. And the biggest drop of it all will be that they were all the same Kez all along.
Exactly.
I know.
Thanks for being vulnerable though and being honest. I love vulnerability and
Oh,
honesty. I think it's like
me
two of
too.
the best human qualities that we have ever been given, and we don't express our true, honest thoughts more often.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Me too. I also think it's the most interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah. Let's get into art business. So, what have your biggest learnings been so far?
In the art business, I feel like I'm still learning. I view myself as a baby artist still. I don't think I'm out of
Mm-hmm.
my baby art phase yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still like trying to learn a lot more. Learning this is a big one for me and one that I am still really trying to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But like honing, how do I say this? Like in terms of like networking or in terms of working with other people, I think like learning to how do I say this? Like I can be very opinionated. I can wear my feelings on my face, on my facial expressions. I know that if I disagree with something or if I don't like something that someone said, I know it's like very obvious on my face. And I think when it comes to being a business person, it's important to have a level of like, toning it down a little bit. That's something that I'm trying to learn still for sure. Or just like keeping my own, opinions to myself sometimes. That's just something that I really struggle with. And something that I know is very important. I feel like such a baby, honestly. I'm literally like, I feel like I cracked taxes this year, which is a huge success for me. That one
Nice.
that's like, I was 4 years of, I've got a shoebox under my bed that just has like shitty crumpled up receipts, which I'm like, I was proud of myself for just keeping every receipt, but I've actually kind of like gone through it and done the work recently and organized myself, and I've got spreadsheets, which is very exciting.
I'm proud of you. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. I need that. I need to hear that.
What self-care do you practice, Kez?
Diarying. That helps. I really like
Cute.
diarying. I go through phases. I did kind of like have a bit of I quit my therapist last year and had a bit of a moment where I was like, not like it wasn't like an anti-mental health moment, but like I need a full break on trying to work on it moment.
Don't worry. That's just called life.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, because at the time I was like, I don't know if this is me being like crazy or something, but I'm just so exhausted of trying to be the best version of myself. I just want to be the worst version for a second. Like just let her fly for a minute.
Do it. Be
It's
that
hard.
trash panda, like fucking off the rails once, but you got to wrap it up at some point and bring it back in. You know what I mean? You got to be.
Exactly. It's a phase, and it's important that it's a phase. And I think I'm out of it now. I'm trying quite hard to unfortunately, like I said, I actually would like to go back to therapy, but I really don't have the money right now. So journaling kind of has been doing it really nice for me, and just painting and just like trying to be kind to myself. I think like you already kind of clocked me for being a bit mean to myself, and like I already know that that's a streak that I'm like really, really good at. So I think, like I want to, and I am trying to just be a little bit kinder to the versions of me that I would say like, are like my least favorite Kez moments, but trying to have like a little bit of empathy towards her and
have some compassion.
Yeah. And I'm honestly like, I'm so lucky. I've really kind friends in my life, and people who have like undeniably seen this worst version of Kez and are still my friends and like still love me. I think like that's been like, if I didn't have that support, I don't think I would be able to be here. I'm lucky in that regard, and hopefully one day I can jump back into therapy and keep making moves in whatever direction needs to happen.
No, that's beautiful. I mean, it sounds like you have the right supports, even though you do go off the rails. I mean, it sounds like you still do your diarying and you still journal. So at least you got some sort of self-care there. So
yeah,
nice.
Thank you.
Okay, Kez, so we are starting to wrap up the conversation now. Yep. So, darling, last two questions. What's coming up for you this year and next year?
Well, this year I've got one. At the moment, I've only got one more show locked in, which is a group show at Hue and Cry Gallery in Geelong, which I'm really excited about. And I've got a couple others like in the work that I'm applying for, but I guess we'll see, hoping for the best. I think things pretty open at the moment because I'm not too sure where I want to go, but I'm excited to go somewhere. I'd love to have a show next year, but it's hard to know. It'll happen or it won't happen. I feel very vague at the moment, but I truly don't know. If you watch my story, keep up to date.
Watch this space, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Yeah.
Subscribe, like, leave a comment.
So is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Thank you so much. I just want to thank you. I had the best time. This has been really nice. You're a great conversationalist, by the way. Oh,
thanks, babe. I've been in a few dozers, so
Oh yeah.
a few designated smoking areas in my time. So you know.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. Just getting to know any chat. I've been in a couple girls' bathrooms at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Hearing about fucking Larry, the fucking cheater and shit, and how the prettiest girl in the world's so pissed, and it's just like, get over him.
Mwah mwah. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
This episode was recorded on Yuggera and Turrbal land. Sovereignty was never ceded. The episode was produced by myself, Madeline Butini, And if you would like to support 1-800-MAD-BUTT, you can head to my website, madbutt.com.au, or you can also go to our Instagram and follow us there. Of course, we appreciate any reviews, so please leave us one if you love it. And yeah, hope to see you again. Thank you.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.